Welcome back. Now we'll be continuing with our introduction into the lifestyle of Kailasa. Today we'll be looking at the Hindu food sciences, the science of how best taste can be leading to health, how through Paramashivam, Mahaparamashivam, we can awaken our ultimate possibility, ultimate consciousness. Yesterday, we had a look at Paramashiva's economic principles, which has three main components. Wherever things do not reduce by sharing, such as knowledge and education, it has to be given free. For survival needs, the services that need to be done every day, the survival needs like food, medicine, etc., Bhagwan Paramashiva, the primordial cosmic Hindu divinity, allows charity and bartering. Charity and bartering is recommended for survival needs such as food and medicine, and only for things that are long term, such as construction, building, and infrastructure work. Bhagwan Paramashiva allows currency transaction. Now, we understand that food and medicine are survival needs, and Bhagwan Paramashiva has allowed bartering and recommended charitable offering of food and medicines. What is unique in Hinduism is that food itself is served as medicine, which means the kind of food which is cooked, the food by its very nature is healing and heals several of our ailments, several of our diseases. Now, let us hear directly from our beloved Guru, Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the secrets of Paramashiva's Hindu food sciences of how best taste will be leading to ultimate health.
Shiva's introduction about food is something extraordinary. He is managing your health based on the taste. Permutation combination of the taste. I was really shocked and surprised when I read the whole thing. Then naturally I had a question. What is this? And with the permutation combination of the modern day items, if I make the same taste and eat, will I have the health benefit and will I not destroy my health? Then finally I realized, after checking, cooking and doing everything, never we are able to reproduce the taste and permutation combination of the taste Paramashiva describes by any other object other than the object he prescribes and describes. You will never be able to bring the sweetness Paramashiva describes by adding madhu, honey, by any other sweetener. An amazing way for each taste he gives such elaborate description. You can never cheat yourself. Of course, you cannot cheat Paramashiva. If you try to play games, whom you are cheating? You are not cheating Paramashiva, you are cheating yourself. Forget about it. Listen carefully. The Bhaga Shastra, the descriptions of the taste Paramashiva gives. If we do trials and studies on those, you will understand extraordinary principles, and I should say, if we conduct trials and studies on this diet, whole world will wake up to the truth of agamic diet, and just by food you will be healthy. It will not be like food is sold cheap to make you sick and money is earned, profit is earned when you are sick.
A very important principle that is illustrated, is highlighted in this video. We must understand two aspects unique about the Hindu economy versus the modern day economy. In the modern day economy, if we look at the records, the public records of various publicly listed companies in stock exchange, we see that the companies, the hedge funds, the people, the multinational corporations, which are behind some of the junk food which makes us sick, the same people are the ones who are investing in the pharmaceutical industries. So let's take an example. For example, if you have a multinational firm, a hedge fund, which has invested in, let's say, a soft drink, we know from various studies how the soft drink has various negative impacts on the intestine, on our digestive system. We have heard of stories of very famous Bollywood actors who had to go through surgeries, through intestine surgeries because of cancer. And as they identify, it was because they had soft drinks. To put it in a more understandable way, there was a Bollywood actor who had signed a contract with a soft drink company and had also received almost a lifelong unlimited supply of the soft drink, as he was a brand ambassador of that soft drink. Over the years, he had cancer in his intestine and he had to be treated. But as per the contract, he could not talk negatively about the soft drink company, despite having to go through so many health complications because of the soft drink. But after the contract period ended, he gave a public interview where he revealed how it destroyed his health. So that is one part. Another part is if we look at the company which fund, it is the same company which is also funding the medicines which will be curing the disease caused by the same food. We have the same companies funding all the junk food, high on carbohydrates and saturated fats and various chemical and plastic food which are not good for our health. And we have the same companies funding various pharmaceutical companies, various drugs which are supposed to cure or manage diabetes and several other diseases. Now, the reason behind this is both food and medicine are for profit in the contempt economy. We need to understand that the companies are making money by both selling us food which makes us sick and selling us medicine which supposedly make us healthy or cure us after making us sick. But when we start buying in those medicines, neither we get cured nor does our junk food stop. Now let us look at the Hindu economic principles. Both food and medicine and survival needs are survival needs. So charity, that is free, charity and barter are recommended and expected by Bhagwan Paramashiva. So both food and medicine, medical services are offered for free. Now, when you need to offer medical facility to your entire population completely for free, it is in the interest of the people behind the medical Hindu medicine system to lower their cost and keep people healthy, because they need to really make people healthy, and they are not earning any money out of it. It's a free service. So how do they go about it? So they came up with the strategy of having food as a medicine. Food by itself does both, fills your stomach, makes you healthy at the same time. So not only it provides the nutrition, it also provides you the medicine, the required medicine to heal you. So it is a very cost saving strategy, a very important difference between the Hindu food sciences and the contemporary economic systems, because both food and medicine are part of the charity based economic services of Hinduism. They are specifically designed to cure your health and feed you at the same time. We'll be looking more into that. Now, we'll be watching another video where our beloved Guru, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, reveals some other important secrets about Bhaga Shastra, the science of cooking, by Bhagavan Paramashiva.
I'm trying my best to. இப்போ நெக்ஸ்ட் டைம் வந்து பாகசாஸ்திரத்துல பெருமான் சொல்லியிருக்காரு என்ன மாதிரி பாத்திரத்துல அரைக்கணும் உருட்டணும் அதெல்லாம் டிஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணிருக்காரு. இப்போ அக்டோபருக்கு அதே மாதிரி பண்ண போறேன். அதெல்லாம் ப்ரொக்யூர் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். ஃபயர் தான் பண்ண போறேன் அக்டோபருக்கு. அதான் பண்ண போறேன். அப்படியே இட்ஸ் சிவாஸ் கிச்சன் எப்படி அவர் டிஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணியிருக்காரோ அதே மாதிரி. Ma, can you show that book to in the just project? Originally it's in Sanskrit, but now Tamil translation is available. We are trying to translate it into English also. Ma, did you upload it in the Facebook website? Upload it any?
We put it on the series we sent. Not uploaded it.
Why don't you send it for all of them?
Yes,
See, all the participants, if you send an email, request mail, you have email, na? Send it to everyone. I'll send the Hindu Bhaga Shastra Tamil translation to you. Once it gets translated in English, I'll send it to you guys. You can enjoy Shiva's kitchen even in your home. Actually, all the instruments, grinding, you see, there is no motor, but there are mechanical things. He speaks 10,000 years before. The mechanized means there is no machine, motor involved in it, with the hand itself, but the mechanical gadgets are there. Whatever he has described, we are procuring. And he describes the quality of a metal. What kind of a metal the vessel in which we are cooking should be. Amazing thing is,
Can we get that metal?
yes, no, I am getting it now. I already started procuring. See, amazing thing is, 100% lead free, cancer free, whatever in the modern day we are doing, we are proving it by researchers, everything is aligning. That is what is surprising and shocking. And how he is talking about tea 10,000 years before, I am surprised. And gongura chutney, he is talking about gongura chutney, yes, he is talking about gongura chutney. We made this time and he is talking about it. Say, around maybe 200 to 300 recipes is giving, and each zone of India some 10 recipes are popular. I am seeing the each area of India has popularized 10 recipes. Maybe whatever he described in based on their weather, atmosphere, taste, they picked it up and popularized. But it is such elaborate description. Original book is Sanskrit. The translation is Actually, Mahadeva talks about this also in two verses in the Bhagavad Shastra. He says, live in the house built by the local material and eat which is grown in the local. Why, you know what he says, what he says, whatever your body doesn't have, the land you are walking knows, it will produce that for you and fill the gap. He is telling it in a mystical way. He says that is the way nature responds to you.
So, Swami, that's a 1 mile diet. So, whatever you eat.
He doesn't say about 1 mile. He says in that area, in that vicinity, in that area. He doesn't give any specific mile.
No transportation, no frozen food immediately.
Maybe that's what he means.
No, there's a logic. Like, whatever is grown in the hilly area, like, it need not be even.
And he says even the house built in the material where in your zone. In that zone, whatever is available, with that build the house and live there. Shoma, you are not showing. Hey, Kamipa. Lot of these are preserved, protected by Chettiar community. The vessels and all, I can say if he is talking about 100 vessels, at least 40-50 vessels Chettiar community is still using. They have protected and preserved it so much. They are basically Shaivites. They follow Shiva, and in the lifestyle they incurred, but vegetarian and non-veg they added later on. Chain of restaurant based on Mahadeva's kitchen. Mahadeva's kitchen. Just even name I wanted to give it as Mahadeva's kitchen. Mahadeva's kitchen, even cooking everything. See, we will put the original verses in the kitchen. See, we use this as he said. We use this recipe as he said. And when you order and when you are supplied, the recipe, original verse slip also will be given to you. You can read and enjoy and eat. Mahadeva's kitchen.
I think now itself we are reserving
And living and see, I think really we can do it. We can do it. Reach it out to people. See, I am not looking at this for money. I am looking at this to spread Vedic tradition. Through food is the best way to spread. See, about all this Mahadeva is talking, including the dimension, specification, everything.
Mandita Swami, can you go to the next page also?
About all this is talking. This is that book, that Bhagavad Shastra translation.
Next page. Just show next.
This about all this also he is talking. How many of you visited our ashram Sacred Arts department recently? Then you would have seen, see, if 100 items Mahadeva is talking, then Agartha Chettiar's community is using at least 50. Those 50 items I started collecting from the Chettiar community, the old shops. They have old shops where the old vessels and all they sell it. And from there I am collecting. I have collected a large quantity to distribute it to all our temples, ashrams, because I am going to make all our ashram temples as Mahadeva's kitchen, but free serving. Mahadeva's kitchen, free. But it will be nice if we make a restaurant chains, Mahadeva's kitchen, and the same type of entrance. We will put nice this Kavi Om. And we will take over all those chains and put the M upside down, Trishul, it becomes.
So we just saw how ultimate taste leading to ultimate health at the same time. We heard about Mahadeva's kitchen. There are two aspects that we saw in Mahadeva's kitchen, as our beloved Guru, Bhagwan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, Swamiji, was sharing, that Bhagwan Paramashiva, Mahadeva, detailedly describes almost 300 recipes in Bhaga Shastra and describes how all these various items can be cooked, giving a particular permutation and combination which produces the precise states. And it is completely not possible to reproduce the same taste with any other material on planet Earth, despite trying all our efforts. Now, there is various aspects to it. Number one, taste. Having the best taste. Second, leading to health. Third, supplying all the necessary micronutrients to the body. Fourth, all this has been time tested over thousands of years and has been helping people, the indigenous Hindu people throughout ages, to stay healthy. Looking at a particular example, Bhagwan Paramashiva describes the precise vessel to cook various foods and the kind of fuel which should be used to cook that particular food. For example, the food can be cooked using, in a modern contemporary setting, with gas, liquefied petroleum gas. Or if we want to go as per the Shastras, it can be cooked using wood, charcoal, or the cow dung. People might be surprised, how can food be cooked on cow dung? Cow dung, after being dried, can be burned. The smoke of cow dung gives a particular aroma to the food. It makes the food extremely tasty. Many of us will be shocked, but food cooked on cow dung is extremely, something very extremely indigenous Hindu characteristics of cooking traditional food, which is highly sought after by people who know about this. In fact, from all over the world, people come to specific temples, to specific regions where where offerings are cooked traditionally. They are extremely tasty, and the taste and the micronutrients are extremely micromanaged. For example, there was a study done by CSIR, one of the scientific research laboratories of Government of India, on various cooking vessels such as stainless steel, aluminium, copper, and earthen pots. The experiments done through it, it was realized that food cooked in earthen pots had the least loss of micronutrients. Although the duration might be slightly longer for cooking, but the loss in micronutrients is least when the food is cooked in earthen pots. And another very unique aspect is different kind of muds have different kind of vessels with different kind of properties which are suitable for different kind of foods, which will protect and preserve different kind of micronutrients. So Mahadeva has also described what kind of vessel should be used for cooking what kind of food. And scientifically, today in the 21st century, the scientists have verified that when we follow these principles, various micronutrients are preserved, and second, the food is more tasty. Now we can get a pressure cooker which will cook the material faster, the food faster, but there are their own disadvantages of fast food. This is one side of Mahadeva's vision for a healthy, enlightened civilization, health through food. Another aspect of this is really serving the people feeding a massive number of people. Now, let us look at some of the unique aspects of Hinduism, particularly in food. We have seen this example a couple of times, and we'll be looking at this again. In Hindu nations, where we followed the Hindu principles before the 1730s, we had no famine even when there was less rainfall. There was no hunger even when there was crop failures. After the so-called modernization in the name of colonization, we had 31 famines even during good rainfall, 31 man-made famines, leading to death of 33% of the population, almost 29 million. Even after the political independence of Hindu nations, we faced severe famines, threats of severe famines. Now, if we look at the kind of food Mahadeva is describing in the Bhaga Shastras, on the left side we see 21 Naivedyams or food offerings which are sourced from 21 ancient temples such as Tirupati, Kashi Vishwanatha, and served during the Inner Awakening program, a 21-day program specially designed to give us the experience of ultimate consciousness. So we see one side the food procured from temples, how Bhagwan Paramashiva has described in Paka Shastra, serving this food one side and feeding the entire population of completely for free. And on other side, in the name of modernization, we see how the land which once produced 3 times per acre than European nations, as we have found in the Indian office records and contemporary archival records, was forced into man-made famines, leading to death of 33% of the population. We have to understand the contrast of the richness of Hinduism and how the so-called modernization is pushing us to death. The richness in terms of variety, the richness in population, the richness in terms of feeding masses, huge number of people, the richness in terms of making us progress in the path of enlightenment. And on the other side, the poverty of destruction. Now, we'll be having some very special guests sharing their perspectives on Mahaparamashivoham, how our beloved Guru, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, just does not make the life possible by bringing the best principles of life, but also makes it pleasant. In other words, not just giving us the right, but we see the option where we have to select between the right and the pleasant. Not only the right thing is made a part of our lifestyle, our experience of choosing the right over pleasant is actually made pleasant, where in the most user-friendly way, we are given the ultimate experience of super consciousness, just as how Bhagwan Paramashiva gives us medicine through food, which is extremely tasty. In the same way, our beloved Guru, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, gives us the best and the best of Hinduism and enlightenment in the most user-friendly and easiest way. We'll be having Srinitya Gyanatmananda and Sri sharing their perspective on Mahaparamashivoham,